All right, I'm here with head women's cross country and track and field coach Joel Phillip. Joel, you just wrapped up cross country season in the fall. Tell me how that season went.
For a team that is mainly consistent of sprinters, jumpers, and a thrower, I think we did pretty well. Some of the young ladies who don't really like to run the longer distances, like I said, we're sprinters primarily. They, showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and they went out and they did pretty well for cross country.
What would you say were some of the major accomplishments this year?
I would say just running with heart. Like I said, we're sprinters, and we don't like running long distances, and to go out there and give everything, and just leave everything out there on the trails, spoke a lot to their heart and their grit, and just persevering through those longer runs that they're not used to running.
It would seem to me, after a season like cross country, it's brutal, it's long distance. To get to track, it would almost seem like a treat to be able to just run sprints. You think that would be the case?
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think after, like you say, going through those long races, it's tough. Coming back and being able to run track, run the distances that they're used to running, being able to get that speed back. I think that's what they look forward to getting off of cross country.
How does the training that they do in cross country help them come indoor season?
Okay, well, for cross country and in the fall, we focus mainly on strength and endurance. A lot of mechanical and technical stuff, which prepares them for indoor and outdoor track. Like I said, it's their base, and without a base or foundation, when they get into indoor and outdoor, they're just going to fall apart. So cross country and that entire fall season, that's what it's used for, to build that base so that we're able to start building into indoor and outdoor.
And then how do you transition from that cross country season to preparation for the track season?
Okay, so like I said, in cross country, we focus more on strength, endurance, strength, mechanics, technique, and when we get into track and field, we start working on speed endurance and on speed, and getting the little technical bits down that we didn't get to touch on in the fall, especially like hurdlers, jumpers, trying to get them on point with where they need to be in order to get those big jumps, clear the hurdles, get to the next hurdles, that kind of stuff. So we focus more on speed endurance, and those fine-tuning, as I would say, for the different events for indoor and outdoor.
And talk about the mindset of some of the student athletes when cross country ends. Do they just going to want to get right to it with the track season, or do you guys take a week off and regroup? Like, yeah, what's that like?
I think sometimes it's a mixture. Some people, don't want to get right into track. Some people want to, kind of take a pause, reset, right, recollect themselves. And, we take a week off after cross country just to, get that little rest, kind of, get your mind right for, the different phases we're going to get into for indoor and outdoor.
Talk about your indoor track season preparation. What have you guys been doing?
Like I said before, we're trying to, start working on the speed, trying to, with the hurdlers especially, getting them over hurdles. Jumpers, getting them, into their routine for, getting down the runway, getting off the board, getting into the pit. And, that's basically where we're at right now with our preparations for indoor.
Okay.
Just getting them in that mindset and getting them that feel, to be ready for that indoor.
Okay. And the team recently had its first meet, the Eastern Shore Cappy Anderson Invitational. How did that meet go?
That meet went, pretty well, in my opinion. I think, looking at the results from last year and the results from this year, we're actually ahead of where we were last year, which I don't think some of the young ladies have noticed as yet. But, looking at the results, we're definitely ahead of where we were last year.
And that was at Ocean Breeze last year,
right,
a faster track.
Which is a faster track. So
right.
I think, just based off of this first meet and, primarily running off of, strength, not so much speed, I think that we're looking pretty good Once they, over the break, they continue to do those workouts and come back, we should be, ahead of where we were last year.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the individual performances. Sierra Roberts had a terrific performance in the long jump. She leapt out to 5.42 meters in her first meet, placed second out of 10 competitors, many of them Division I athletes, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
Yep. To what do you attribute that early success?
Well, since cross country, Sierra has been working really hard, during the entire fall. She has been, head down, just working. And, it showed, in the different events that she competed in. Not just a long jump, even in the 400, which for a lot of people, they don't like running, especially as a short sprinter. She put her head down and ran, had a really good race. Even in the 4x4, came back, ran, opened up. She had a 59-second split on her first leg. So, her work ethic is what I would say has her competing the way that she did.
And you touched on that 4x400 meter relay. Shanika Bauer ran the second leg of that 4x4. She was the ECC track indoor track athlete of the week. She was first in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.77 seconds. Took fourth in the 200-meter dash, and she ran that 4x400 meter relay, which placed fourth out of 11 teams. Same question about her. What do you attribute to her success?
It's the same thing. Both Sierra and Shanika, they worked really hard during the fall. Both short sprinters, and even with cross country, if you look at the results that we had, they were, if not the top two, they were in the top three of athletes on our team, to cross the finish line. Mm-hmm. And it shows a lot that you have short sprinters who go out and do those distances and run the way that they run. So it's the same thing, just hard work, putting their head down, pushing through the pain, and just getting it done.
What do you expect from both of those two throughout the season?
I expect big things from both of them. Once they continue the way they started the fall, once they carry that same work ethic into the spring, they're going to be awesome. They're going to do really good things.
And what would you say are some of the team's goals this year?
I think for the team, I think we're trying to place better than we did last year at the ECCs.
You placed where last year?
Last year we were fifth. I believe we were fifth. I think we're trying to move up. We have lost some good athletes, but we did bring in some talented ones as well. So once they get into the swing of how we do things here, and like Sierra and Shanika, they grind it out, put their head down, work hard. I think we're going to be right where we need to be in that top 3, top 4 in the ECC this year.
You talk about some of the mental aspect and the hard work ethic, but what also about this team makes you more competitive and better able to maybe crack that top 3?
I think this year we have a lot more athletes who are diverse in different events. Mm-hmm. Last year when we just had 2 jumpers, now we have more sprinters who actually jump and jump pretty well. Last year we didn't have a thrower. This year we have a thrower. Mm-hmm. So I think just based off of that and having athletes who could do different disciplines and do it well, I think that could help us crack into the top 3.
Okay. And lastly, your squad recently won the food donation challenge among the athletics department. Donated 193 non-perishable food items. A total of 375 items were donated among the athletic department to the UDC food pantry in Building 44 right here on campus. Obviously, it's a great cause. It fights against student food insecurities and helps remove some of the barriers to retention here at this school, DC's only public institution. How how are you guys able to come up with so many canned goods, and how does it feel to make such a sizable donation?
I think what it is that the ladies understand that, you know, we are blessed to, you know, have the life that we have, you know, being able to have a shirt over our head, food to eat, you know, clothing or clothes to wear. And I think they understand how blessed we are to have those things. So, you know, going out and, you know, getting donations or even donating themselves, you know, cans to the drive, I think, you know, that's what really drove them to, you know, to you know, get these cans, to donate. And, you know, I think, you know, it's a really good feeling, you know, to know that, you know, we're helping, you know, people who are less fortunate, especially with food, you know, so that they're able to have, you know, things to eat. And, you know, the same thing goes for when we volunteered at the cancer run in November.
Right.
You know, just being able to go out there and, you know, help, you know, a team that's, you know, fighting for women's, for the end of women's breast cancer,
right,
or women's cancer in general. You know, it's a really good feeling to, you know, give back in that kind of way.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that event. That was back in October?
It's back in November.
In November.
Yeah.
And what did you guys do?
So basically, we helped at the different booths that they had. You know, they had a photo booth and check-in, bag drop-off, you know.
And this was at a 5K race,
it was at
right,
a 5K
in BC?
race. And, you know, it was a big turnout. There were a lot of people who came out to support the cause. And, you know, us being able to help, you know, whether it's in the photo booth, you know, distributing food after, you know, checking in people, you know, handing out T-shirts, just being able to do that and, you know, give back to that kind of a cause, you know, I think it was great. And, you know, we came right after running ECC cross country, so we did almost an 8-hour bus drive
from Rochester
back to DC, got up the next morning, and, you know, we went and we did that. And, you know, I was happy, you know, with the way the ladies turned up and, you know, did what they did.
Yeah, I think that was the neatest part about it. It was the morning right after
Right.
ECC championships. You just made the bus ride back from Rochester, and these ladies showed the dedication to want to do that, participate in that cause, and that's really great. Well, we wish you the best of luck this year, and your next meet is in January, so enjoy your winter holidays.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right.